Dr. Nicolas Hernandez had his own battle with coronavirus last month. He has now recovered, and he is back at work helping patients through their own COVID-19 battles at the Plainview Hospital on Long Island in New York. Doctor, it is good to have you with us tonight. We are so glad that you are well, and it's incredible that you are back at work. The ordeal that you've gone through over the last few weeks, please describe that for us.
Thank you, and thanks for having me on. Good evening. And on St. Patty's, actually, one of the patients just told me, you'll never forget St. Patty's. I started some symptoms. Usually when we go back into the hospital, you feel a little funny. But by Thursday, I was having body aches and chills and called my boss because at that point, we only had one rule-out floor. So when I got on the floor, that night I had some body aches, chills. I called my boss the next morning because my temp was 100.3. I didn't want to expose the ones that didn't have the virus. And he told me, go get tested. I got my results by Sunday. And about a week in, I still wasn't getting better. I'm a trumpet player. I felt like my lungs were strong enough that, I should have gotten better. And my symptoms were just like a roller coaster ride, just getting worse. And I wasn't improving. But thankfully, finally, within 12 days, I finally was fever-free, and it was time to go back to work, according to my employee health service.
It's remarkable, Doctor. I think anybody would have understood if you wanted to stay home for a while and take care of yourself. What brought you back to the hospital?
It's just knowing that I'm at home and, there are people out there that need the help. I signed up to be a physician because I wanted to, help my fellow humanity. And, I felt that at least the worst part of the illness was gone. I still have a cough. I still today have a cough occasionally, but I wasn't afraid anymore. The moment I found out that I was positive, I was like, okay, I have it. Yes, I was scared for my family. I was scared that it was going to be hard for me to make it through it. But, with prayers and support of my family, we made it back. And then I was ready just to hit the ground running. I was scared because I didn't know how to go about treating the patients that they were currently, what the guidelines were, because it just changes every day, every week. But at the same time, I have a great support system here in the community hospital where we all work together. And, we're seeing a lot of success now. We have something called the code clap out, where we're seeing a lot of discharges, whereas last week it was nothing but rapid responses, code blues over and over again every hour. We're seeing less and less than that. So I applaud the American community because if everyone stays disciplined and does their part, hopefully we'll get out of this and, we'll do well.
What did you find when you went back to the hospital? Were there many more cases there than you had anticipated?
Yes. I only had 4 cases before I was out sick, whereas when I walked in, I was already, my full load was all corona cases. And we typically, as a group of 5 physicians, have anywhere from 50 to 60 patients a week on a daily basis, But we were facing up to 90 to 100 patients. So they were bringing community doctors that recently graduated back to kind of help us with the load. And that was a good relief. But still, these patients were moderately to severely sick, and they were in their second week of symptoms. So that's when, you have to be on top of their respiratory status. I had patients speaking a sentence to me, and all of a sudden they can only say 2-3 words. And I had to run on them, get ICU involved, and try to help them compensate so that they didn't end up intubated. And unfortunately, some of them did.
We're so appreciative for all that you are doing and that of your colleagues. We wish you well. We're glad you're healthy again.
Thank you. I appreciate it.